Welcome! This video will show you how to add animation to your buttons. Let's start by creating 4 buttons in any style, adding some text, selecting each button, and left aligning that text by pressing Ctrl-L on your keyboard. You should see that the button text for each state is now left aligned. To add animation to an instance of a button, simply select that button, click on the Animations tab above your toolbar, and select an animation from the drop-down menu to the left. Notice that a small gray star appears in the upper left corner of your button to indicate that animation has been applied to it. Let's preview these buttons and see how they look. Notice that the animation occurs only once as the slide is loaded. Let's select each button and select None from the Animations drop-down menu to remove all the button animations that we've created. Notice the gray stars are now gone. Now, suppose you want to create an animation effect when the end user hovers or mouses over a button. Notice that animation cannot be applied to any of the buttons in the Edit States mode. To work around this, we start by inserting a shape and animating it outside of the Edit States mode. For this example, we're going to create 4 orange rectangles that are the same size as our blue buttons. After we've resized our rectangles, we're going to add the same text in the same font and size and left aligned to match our blue buttons. We can now apply animation to these shapes. Try a different animation for each shape to see how they look in preview mode before applying them to your buttons. Copy the orange home rectangle, select the blue home button, click on the Edit States button, select the hover state. Be careful to delete the hover button, but not the hover state. Paste the orange home rectangle in the hover state, and position the orange rectangle so that its X and Y coordinates are at 0. Repeat this process for the other 3 buttons. Let's see how this looks in preview mode. You can now experiment with other ways to modify the hover state of your buttons. For example, you can change the duration of the animation and from what direction the animation enters the slide. You can also experiment with different animation options for when the end user mouses off of a button, which are shown in red. You can see how these animation combinations look in preview mode. You'll probably notice that some animation options aren't very practical for navigation buttons. Another, more subtle option is to remove the animation from the orange rectangle and add a smaller animated shape inside of the button, in this case, an animated arrow. Let's try adding different types of animated arrows to each button. In this example, we can add both a mouse on and mouse off animation. Let's see how these arrows look in preview mode. You should now know enough about incorporating animation into your buttons to experiment on your own. Have fun with it and see what you come up with. Thank you for choosing Gamboodle. In our next video, we will focus on button triggers.